All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachaha Kodash. Double honors to head apostles, netters of great millstone, who rule well and teach well. This is the brother Mattathiah from the GMS Virginia camp, coming to you through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Yahweh being a true and holy, powerful name of the Heavenly Father, whom the world ignorantly calls God. Yahweh Shai being the true, holy, and powerful name of his only begotten Son, whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus and Christ. Bahashem is in the name, and Lord willing, this will be edifying information. And this is going to be another health series episode, and this is going to be concerning stretching and the benefits of stretching. Because a lot of times we overlook stretching. We go work out, we run, we do various different activities, but we overlook stretching and the importance and benefits of stretching, not just once or twice a week, but every day. There's mental benefits to stretching, as well as physical benefits, and certain illnesses, diseases, and problems with our joints, our movements, and various things in our bodies is ultimately a result from inactivity and from the lack of stretching. Before I get into this article, I want to play this video clip entitled "How Stretching Can Make You Live Longer." This is from the channel Talking with Docs, and this is fair use, fair use. So without further ado, let's play a little bit of this, and then we'll get into this article.
All-cause mortality is
Okay.
a nicer way to say death.
Okay.
But we're going to look at the science, okay? And we've got two journal articles that are pretty recent, 2020, 2023. One's in BMC, Public Health, which stands for
Biomed Central.
And the other one is in the American College of Sports Medicine.
Okay.
Reputable journals. We've crossed the pond. We've gone to either ends of the world to try and figure out if it's worth stretching.
Okay.
Turns out that when you look at subtypes of exercise,
Yes.
Aerobic, muscle strengthening, and stretching, which some people might say is not even an exercise. Some people would say that's yoga.
Right.
They compared in these articles what the effects are on your all-cause mortality or your cardiovascular mortality.
Okay.
Okay, let's look at the obvious ones. Okay, so we know that exercise, strength training, or aerobic exercises helps you live longer.
Yep.
And helps your mental health.
We talk about this all the time.
Okay.
Do something.
That's a truth. That's a truism. It's proven in the science. It's proven in the literature.
Non-negotiable.
Don't argue that one.
Okay.
But now, can just sitting there and doing some stretching help? So for vigorous activity, if you look at all-cause mortality, or these guys did in these articles,
Yes.
the hazard ratio was about 0.82.
Okay.
So that's about an 18% improvement in all-cause mortality. That's just 1 minus 0.82 times 100%.
Yep.
Right? It's about 18% reduction in all-cause mortality. For vigorous activity, for cardiovascular mortality, the hazard ratio is about 0.55, they found. So like a 45% chance improvement.
Significant
chance
number.
of not dying if
Yes.
you do from a heart attack, if you do vigorous activity. Even strength training, okay? Strength training had a hazard ratio of 0.83.
All right.
Okay, so that's a 17% chance reduction in your chance of dying.
You're really dropping the numbers early this
Well,
morning.
I'm just saying because I want to compare stretching to it. And the strength training, that didn't even affect cardiovascular mortality.
Right.
All right, which makes sense, right? Because the cardiovascular mortality, you think you got to get the heart going, do some aerobic work.
Right.
Stretching alone has a hazard ratio of 0.8 for all-cause mortality and even 0.75 for cardiovascular mortality.
So 20 and 25% reductions in all-cause mortality and cardiovascular risk with just stretching.
Just stretching.
Okay. Did they talk about how long we're stretching or what kind of stretches, or it was heterogeneous probably?
No, they talked about stretching, and they went for like days of the week, and they said 5 or more days of the week.
Okay. And that's what we talk about too, right? Smaller periods of activity on a more regular basis.
Yeah, and they compared that to 0 days of the week.
Okay.
So the as we put it in scientific terms, the couch potato.
Yeah, and this is kind of intuitive. Again, makes sense, and we've talked about this lots before, and that's maybe why people that do calisthenics and people that do things like Tai Chi, which is almost like a type of stretching,
Yes.
or yoga. I think yoga people would tell you yoga is much more than stretching. Though yoga
Yeah.
is very, very hard.
Yeah.
It's not just lying on the floor trying to touch your toes. It's
No.
like planks and all sorts of other crazy stuff.
Yeah.
It is difficult.
It's a whole
or
mindset.
Yeah. For sure. But I think the benefits, like you said, are the physical and mental and doing it. And I even read another article where they compared essentially the negative effects of doing nothing, like totally being inactive, versus
Yes.
being inactive plus stretching. And the stretching was almost able to completely counteract the inactivity stuff. So kind of to your point.
Right? So you're at the gym and you're wondering if I should do my stretching, and you should. And it's kind of weird because you're like, well, how could stretching help, especially cardiovascular mortality?
Okay.
And I guess they postulated has to do with the arterial tree in your body and keeping it subtle and keeping blood flowing.
Yep.
Just by stretching out. I guess when you're stretching your muscles, you're
Stretch
stretching
the
your
vessels, the
arteries
nerves,
too.
the veins, all of it.
So there you go.
It's all around. Stretching is, not just good for your muscles, your ligaments, but it's good for your mind. It's good for your heart, your blood flow. And I would say stretching is a lot harder to motivate yourself to do than going running, doing an activity, or going to the gym. Okay. I want to get into this article. And this is the mental benefits of stretching. It says any exercise will release endorphins and enhance mood. Stretching is a component of that with the same benefits. When you stretch, endorphins are released, your muscles loosened, your mind relaxes, and your mood lifts. And I would put stretching as the most important thing that you could do for your body physically. Okay, any type of uh, movement, any type of activity, any type of workout. Stretching is the number one thing that you can do for your body. Because let's face it, if you are working out, you're boxing, you're running, you're at the gym, you're doing these various different things. If you're not stretching and frequently, you're not getting your full potential out of those workouts because your range of motion is limited. You're not getting full use of your muscles. You're not getting the full potential of your muscles. You're not able to have a long stride in that run, in that sprint. And you're prone to pulling muscles. You're prone to injury. You're prone to getting hurt. It says when you stretch, endorphins are released, your muscles loosen, your mind relaxes. So not as only is stretching good for your body, it's also good for your mind. Okay, it soothes, it relaxes, it uplifts the mood. It says stretching benefits include reduced stress, enhanced focus, and increased calmness. I'm gonna skip around this article. I'll put the link in the description box. Let's see here. Let's go down a little bit. And there's various different forms of stretching. You can do your own research on that. And just 15 minutes of stretching will just have you feeling better throughout the day. And a lot of back problems, okay, a lot of various different um, muscle, uncomfortabilities in the muscles, problems with shoulder pain, back pain, neck pain, and even not being able to sleep well comes from a result of the lack of stretching. It says 15 minutes a day for long-term health. And now, as you've seen in that video clip that I played, entitled "How Stretching Can Make You Live Longer," and those doctors went into the cardiovascular health and various different benefits just from stretching, and it outweighed all the various other forms of activity. It says 15 minutes a day for long-term health. Stretching alone has such a pivotal impact on physical and mental health that no matter what you do, if you simply add stretching every day, you will see and feel benefits. Whether you begin or end your day with stretching, find 15 minutes to commit to your muscles. And uh, you know, I I believe stretching you receive the quickest results out of all the various different activities. Okay, you're gonna see. almost immediate results. That first, second, third, fourth, fifth day, you're going to see improvements. You're going to be able to bend further. You're going to be able to reach further. All right. You're going to see more mobility. You're going to feel better. Okay. That uncomfortability in certain situations, whether it's sitting, standing, or even doing a workout or a particular activity, okay, will slowly decrease. It says, whether you begin or end your day with stretching, find 15 minutes to commit to your muscles. The key is to engage in the activity with your mind and body to get the most benefit. The science of stretching is simple. With just a few minutes a day, you can relax your muscles, release endorphins, and reduce your risk of injury regardless of age. Let's go to Sirach chapter 30 real quick. Let's go down to verse 15. It says, health and good estate of body are above all gold, a strong body above infinite wealth. And we can't neglect our body. We cannot neglect our health. We should be staying active. You should be doing some type of activity, every day, every 2 days, every 3 days, and incorporating stretching before or after that activity is vital and very important. It says, health and good estate of body are above all gold, and a strong body above infinite wealth. There is no riches above a sound body, and no joy above the joy of the heart. And we can only do so much in this captivity that we're in, with Esau, Edom ruling and doing anything and everything he can to pollute our bodies, to pollute the water, the air, the food, okay, as well as various different things. But we have to do it to the best of our ability. Have a healthy diet, have a healthy workout activity regimen. If you can't run, yeah, walk. Okay, walk a couple miles every day, walk a couple miles every 2 days. Incorporate stretching into your various different routines. Not only does it help your body, just like this article and those doctors went into in the video, it's better for your mind. It says, there is no riches above a sound body and no joy above the joy of the heart. Death is better than a bitter life or continual sickness. And I want to bring one more article out and then we'll wrap it up. All right, this is from the National Library of Medicine. This is a good article too. I'll try to remember to put these links in the description box. It says mechanisms underlying anti-inflammatory and anti-cancer properties of stretching. It says stretching is one of the most popular elements in physiotherapy and rehabilitation. When correctly guided, it can help minimize or slow down the disabling effects of chronic health conditions. Most likely, the benefits are associated with reducing inflammation. Recent studies demonstrate that this effect from stretching is not just systemic, but also local. In this review, we present the current body of knowledge on the anti-inflammatory properties of stretching at a molecular level. So not only should you be taking the herbs for anti-inflammatory, okay, but you should be stretching for those anti-inflammatory benefits. It says a total of 22 papers focus on the anti-inflammatory and anti-cancer properties of stretching. So just off the strength of stretching, not only are you getting the anti-inflammatory benefits for your body, but you're getting anti-cancer properties. Okay? So you're fighting cancer just by stretching. According to this article, it says, have been selected and reviewed. We show the regulation of oxidative stress, the expression of pro and anti-inflammatory genes and mediators, and remodeling of the extracellular matrix expressed by changes in collagen and matrix metalloproteinases, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, levels in tissue subject to stretching. We point out that a better understanding of the anti-inflammatory properties of stretching may result in increase its importance in treatment and recovery from diseases such as osteoarthritis, systematic sclerosis, and cancer. So there you have it right there, man. Benefits in treating osteoarthritis, systemic sclerosis, and cancer. Okay, and it goes into more details in this article, and this article is pretty lengthy, as you can see. So I'll just put the link in the description box, and you can review this for yourself. Okay, it gets down to the science, and this is an article put together by people with credentials, National Library of Medicine. Okay. Lord willing, that was edifying. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachaha Kodash. Double honors to the head apostle, and that is a great millstone who rule well and teach well. To the next time, Shalom.